You guys aren't gonna believe which brand new hypercar just got dropped off at Boden Autohaus. Before we tell you what kind of car it is, the customer's been kind enough to let us take out for a spin, so come along with us. There we go. All right, well, if you can't already tell based on the doors or the interior features what kind of car this is, maybe the key will give it away. So, starting sequence on this is you gotta let everything prime. Once it's all clear, then you start the car. The client has been generous enough to let us take this around for the block to give you guys a quick review. As I said, if you don't already know what this is the brand new Pagani Utopia. Don't call it Utopia.
Stop it. Get some help.
He doesn't like it when you say that, so it's called Utopia. So this thing is basically brand new. We're gonna go give it a quick lap, give some feedback. Just by sitting in already, it's already insane. I mean, if you can see the dash, it looks like a watch. You know, we've got these gears here, all the billet aluminum, the classic Pagani finishes, the sounds it makes with the shifter. It's just nothing but pure art. So we're gonna go take this thing out. We're gonna be easy on it, of course, because it's brand new. And these things historically have a lot of power and not too much traction. So gotta find the e-brake button. Oh, it's right here. Okay, so there's an e-brake, lift is up, engine's warm. Let's scoot this up a little bit. This thing is so beautiful. One of the coolest specs I've ever seen. This is actually the first Utopia I've ever seen in person that is a production car. I was fortunate enough to see them being built when I went to Italy at the factory, but seeing this in the flesh and actually being behind the wheel of one is pretty insane. So got it out, lifter's down. It's in comfort mode right now. We don't need to put it in race, but let's put it in sport.
I'm dropping the hammer.
Violent. Woo! Yeah, it's not slow. That's a good time. The last one I drove was a Pagani Huayra BC, and right off the bat, ton of similarities. You know, the shift knob, even the way it sounds, the way it drives is very similar, but I can tell that it's a lot more refined now. Almost feels like the shifting's faster. It just feels like a newer version of it. So let's take it over here. Sounds incredible. We've done exhaust on a few of the Huayras. Absolutely turns into a freaking machine. It's the Mercedes twin turbo V6 power plant. Oh, sorry, Mercedes twin turbo V12 power plant. Oh man. A lot of people ask me about what it's like driving these hypercars, and when it comes to Pagani, it's hard to really explain it because it's such a piece of art. Every single nut and bolt says Pagani on it. Everything's titanium. It's so detailed. It's so tailored. I would just basically describe this as a moving piece of Picasso, like a really nice piece of art. And I wouldn't take this thing on the track myself. I just think it's too beautiful, too tailored to take on the track. But for cruising around town, taking it to dinner, going on a rally or whatever you want to do, this thing is just absolutely insane. I mean, it's got CarPlay, it's got AC, it's got navigation. The dials are all still kind of old school looking, but we have the technology from Apple CarPlay and all these other things. Thank you. So what are we gonna do with this thing? I can't quite tell you. It's kind of under wraps right now. But the PPF on this from whoever did, I know it wasn't done with the factory because they don't do it, but it's pretty subpar. So we're gonna redo the PPF on it. Add some nice ceramic window tint. Just do mostly cosmetic stuff. Obviously we don't want to tamper with anything that Pagani has done. The car is perfect, but we're just gonna change up a couple of cosmetic things and get it ready for the owner. So it's going to be a really fun build. I'm sure you're going to see this car everywhere. Oh, I missed my turn. Oh, I'm a big fan, for sure. It's crazy how much Pagani has come since the Zonda. I mean, they've just refined everything, but there's so many things that they kept from the early cars up to this, which you can see, but I'm just blown away with how the car drives, how it handles, how it feels. The emotion you get when you drive this car is like nothing else. So let's talk about the spec a little bit. It's very, very cool. It's like a triple white, tons of metallic in it, lots of carbon, blue accents, polished wheels, beautiful spec. The detail that Pagani has in this car, they have their logo, their Pagani written on everything. You see Utopia all over all these little bits and pieces. As you can see, we've got the Mercedes drivetrain, but obviously it's fully customized to fit this car. Yeah, I don't have much to say, but you can just look at the artwork we have back here with the chassis, the suspension, the titanium exhaust, all the details with the finishing. It's just absolutely insane. Overall, absolutely in love with this car. Absolutely love what they did, and we can't wait to show you what we're gonna do to it. This caliber of a car, you really wanna make sure you've done the best work on it. You don't want anything to look half-assed, because you've got this beautiful car, and the first thing I noticed was just these lifts in the PPF, and that's obviously something that you don't want to have on this level of a car. So we're going to take care of that for the client, fix it up a little bit, and it's going to be on its way.
All right, guys, we are back. In some of the past episodes, we've talked about the Carrera GT shop car undergoing a bit of a makeover, right? So one of the major things that we were talking about is going to be removing the wraps. We had that nice blue from Nosatec. Going to be removing that, going back to the factory sealed gray. So in order to disassemble the Carrera GT, you have to, in order to remove the wrap for the Carrera GT, you basically have to disassemble the entire vehicle. So as you can see behind me, we actually have the front half, essentially, of a Carrera GT. So we're doing some quick math. Carrera GT market, $1.7 to $2 million right now. So that would put this at approximately $600,000 worth of Carrera GT. Not bad. So we basically had to remove the whole front end in order to get all the nooks and crannies. The wrap that was on there before, we go basically all out. So disassemble the car, wrap the car, reassemble it. So in order to remove it, we got to disassemble the car, remove all the wrap, then reassemble it. So you'll see the car has all the seal gray from the factory on here. There's a little bit of wrap left over. It's kind of the final piece here. Maybe we'll nope, a little bit. But basically, we'll go to show you the car, where it's at right now. It's kind of in its final stages of getting reassembled. Catch you guys over there, talk about it a little bit more. Picking up over on this side of the shop, we have the Boden Carrera GT. So as we were saying over there, this car needs to get completely blown apart in order to remove all the wrap from the car. So as you can see, front end, as mentioned, is off. Front bumper was off. We had the rear bumper, rear hatch. Basically, this entire thing has been taken apart just to get the wrap off. So we figured while we have the front end off, there was some service work that needed to get done. We had the brake servo assembly. We had some coolant issues that needed to get addressed. So while we have it all apart, we took care of that. Now we're gonna finish that up, reassemble everything, put the bumpers, front end, everything back together. Still has that signature Boden exhaust system, still has the KW coilovers and that signature stance that we love. It's gonna get some new wheels, new shoes. We're gonna talk about those in a second, but we're really excited to see it in kind of its new form. So we have the seal gray paint, we have the KW suspension, we have this exhaust. You know, this will be a bit of a more mature side of the Boden Carrera GT that we haven't seen in a little bit. So it's gonna be cool to see it. It's gonna be a little fresh, a little different, maybe not as exciting, as loud as before, but It's still super awesome and in its own unique way. We're going to rip this thing constantly. We're going to drive it hard. We're going to go to a lot of events, and we're going to show off that signature Boden exhaust system. So I'm going to take you guys over to the wheels. Those just got wrapped up. We're going to show you those, and then we'll kind of see as it pieces together. You'll understand the vision and what we have going for this car. The Carrera GT BBS magnesium wheels, ultra rare. Josh looked all over the internet, all over the world to find these things. We have them back. They are rebuilt. You can see we went from a 19 sized up to a 20-inch all the way around. We had the magnesium, the mag silver for the center. Now they are going to be factory white gold from Porsche. Stepped up to a 20-inch polished lip. These things are going to look crazy. So this will go really well with the seal gray for the Carrera GT. Again, it's going to give it a more refined palette. It's going to give it a more mature style, obviously. But once these things are on the car, it's going to look perfect. I have no doubt whatsoever. White gold, we have it on our 997 GT3 RS. You see it on so many Porsches. It's the perfect finish for literally any color car. So super stoked. Next time you see these things, they're going to be on the car. Car's going to be on the ground. We'll have the full reveal, and then we'll be able to have a lot of fun with this thing. So stay tuned for that on the future videos.